I am live, which means you don't need a seance to see the show. Well, anyway, yeah. Well, it's a psychic joke. What do you want me to do? Come on. I mean, it's kind of what we do here. A little bit of humor and a little bit of well, and a lot of woo. Hopefully a lot of woo. In fact, yeah, we do woo here. We do the deepest of woo, and yep, that's what we do. And if you like woo, then you probably like this show because we talk about deep stuff. It's just what's on the tin. Okay, what it says is oceans deep woo, and that's what it is. Sometimes, of course, we do a little diversion and we talk about keeping the avatar healthy or something. Um, or some other things that are going on because of all the deep woo, um, but mostly it's deep woo. So, and the reason it comes out like that is because my life has just always been that way, and now finally we're at a point where enough people understand what it is and can communicate and can uh, communicate through this thing we call the internet about it. That when I talk about it, I can actually talk about it to somebody who knows, has some kind of similar experience. Um, so basically, we have a lot of experiencers. We have a lot of I mean, we've covered all kinds of things. Everything from cryptids like Sasquatch and Dogman to um, future selves, being in a matrix, and time slips, spiritual entities. Just we'll talk about pretty much any kind of thing that's um, and of course how the big one is, how do you hack the matrix game so that you can enjoy God mode, super hacked God mode. We're working on that, but we're getting there. We've already unlocked a lot of things in this game. So I know I have, and I know some of the people in my chat that have come into my chat and onto my show as guests have. So it's absolutely possible to hack the matrix and I'm sure that some people are already experience aspects of super hacked God mode. And, and maybe one day we'll talk about what that looks like. But yeah, it's very different once you know that. Now, once you start thinking that you're in a simulation, um, it does something, right? But then once you get all this evidence, all this evidence, it's like, whoa. But it's when you really accept it, you really accept it, that weird stuff really happens, right? Um, And that's pretty much my life. The weird stuff is happening. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure which show, but I was watching somebody's show and she was talking about there are levels. You know, um, first you're a player and you're just playing up unconsciously. You don't know. But then there comes a point in your awakening when you know you're playing a game. And in the Matrix, you begin to realize that. And then it takes on a different nature. But then when you realize that it's not some alien's matrix, it's our matrix. We made the matrix. We are the creators of the matrix. It's like, oh, that's another level. But that's when it gets really weird. Really weird stuff usually happens that you can't explain. It begins to, you begin to see the glitches more. So it's interesting. Oh, hi, Mark. Hi, Mark Arc Spark. So basically, this is this is the basis of the show, and this is why I have a little thing that says, "I'm God, but so are you." We own this matrix. We design this matrix, and we have a right to this matrix. Hey, Jackie, we have a right to have fun in it too. We have a right because it's our matrix. Okay. So, oh my gosh, I'm going to put, while people are finding their way in here and saying hi and all that, I guess I will put, yeah, Jackie, I want to thank you for your gift. Uh, because you know what? It covered something that, um, it kind of covered me. This just the last 2 months, I've been trying to change my reality, but it's reacting in strange ways. And actually, your gift covered me. Thanks. You and Chloe. So I really appreciate it. You and Chloe gave me something last month, and it's like, because I'm trying to break out of something that's been with me for so long, and I know I've broken out of so many kinds of, I've made so many jailbreaks, okay? Um, when you start making your jailbreaks, you know, uh, though the system reacts to that. Um, and up comes the next one screaming up. And I have some kind of thing that I'm endeavoring to beat around financial stuff. So I'm pretty shrewd with my money. But lately, things have been happening to take my money. It's been taking my money. So, it's, I, in just weird ways. So, and every now and then I have that. So, oh, well, thank you, Jackie. That's wonderful. Um, yeah, really, it costs me money. I don't make money from this show. It cost me money to have StreamYard. I actually um, spend money on this show. So, and of course, the internet and all that. But um, I would love to have a website someday and, um, that kind of thing, some new equipment. But right now, I do this whole thing from my phone. I don't even have a computer right now. Not even doing it on a computer. So, oh yeah. Well, thank you. I should try walking around too. I should. Well, I did walk around a little bit, but I always yawn, and I figure maybe I need like like now, and I'm like, why is the only time I yawn when I'm on the air when I'm doing the show? I don't know. Maybe I just need more air to do the show. I'm not sure. More oxygen. Good luck, Scotty. Oh, good luck with Scotty. Yeah, you know what? I would love to. I'm hoping that that shows up. Some of the readings have been predicting that I am going to get a break. I am going to catch a break monetarily. So somehow he's ADHD. Yeah, sometimes I think the only reason Scotty is even online is boobs. I mean, it's what else on his mind? Ask him at any moment. Yeah, so I'm gonna put on the intro, and hopefully more people will find out that I'm on. And I hope that our guest tonight, wait a minute, before I do that, I'm going to mention that um, Lady Spellbreaker, Heather Dawn, has said that she's coming in to talk about astrology for this month. And, well, I haven't heard from her. So let's hope that she actually does make it in. And I left her a phone call. And so hopefully she's going to make it in. Hey, aloha, off the hook. Well, yeah, well, you know what? I've been drinking water, though, pure water. Drinking. It helps. Maybe I'll wear, here we go. I'll wear my little, I don't know if you can see them, what they are. They're little, I found this little chain of evil eye protection beads. I had to get them. Had to get this little chain of evil eye protection beads. So there you go. Maybe that'll help. Iodine levels. You know what? I've been forgetting to take my iodine lately, I think. Focusing on things to stay sane, yeah. Well, I guess I do. Iodine levels. Well, um, I have so many things to focus on because um, hacking the matrix, being a designer of the matrix, is a full-time job. Ooh. Oh yeah, I really think that a lot of stuff like that, that there are frequency things happening a lot of times at night. Oh, by the way, the smart meters are set to go off in the middle of the night. By the way, send all that shit through in the middle of the night. Hmm. All the EMF. And it disrupts people's sleep. And why would it be? Why would they be doing it so, and so it's in the middle of the night when people are supposed to be in their deepest sleep anyway? If they weren't up to no good, you know, seems kind of disingenuous. So it's a question. Oh, it's due on the 13th. Well, considering the way the last CME was, I'll probably be sleeping. I'll probably be knocked out, or maybe not. Maybe I'll find some way to control it. Yep, more earthquakes. I'll be knocked out, tired, napping, but won't be able to sleep. Actually, it won't really actually be able to get me sleep. You know what? And it's funny. The other thing too is that and I was talking to Teresa. And she says she has the same thing. Every now and then she'll have this where she'll fall asleep somewhere she's not supposed to, like on the couch or something. And then, like, you're asleep maybe for hours. You think you're just going to have a little nap, but you're asleep for hours. And you wake up, you feel okay, but now you need to go into bed to actually get some rest. It's like, what happened? You're done with your power nap so that you can go in and get some sleep now. Yeah. Yep. Yep. You know what though? I I'm going to say this. Too bad that Scotty isn't here. Oh, I first read that as meditate as you sleep. It makes you stranger. Well, I'm thinking to myself, I'm already strange enough. What you talking about, Mark? Makes you stronger, yeah. Um, Too bad Scotty's not here, but I guess he's just gonna have to miss it. But what I do probably shouldn't tell you, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. I think about sex. I think it somehow, if I think about sex before I fall asleep, I've tried all kinds of other meditations, but then I can get to sleep. I don't know whether it shorts out something. I don't know what it does. I have no idea why. I just noticed it at one point that something got me thinking, and I'm like, well, someone got me thinking, and then I noticed that I got some decent sleep. I don't know, maybe my sacral chakra and my root chakra really need that to feel grounded sometimes, because most of the time I don't think about it. I'm not a man, for one thing, and I don't have a mate right now. So, well, I'm not one that's corporeal anyway, with a body, but I don't have a lover right now. So I don't think about it that much. But um, when something triggers that, yeah, for some reason, I sleep better. Maybe I actually need to think about it more. I don't know. Stay alone for a year, stranger. I've done that. Well, no, not completely alone for a year, but yeah. There's been times when I've hardly seen anybody, when well, I think that's what happened to us during, the lockdown is, a lot of people got stranger. They had to spend time alone with themselves or cram together with their family all day and all night. Or in some cases, when it's boyfriend and girlfriend and they decide they're gonna stay together through it, then they find out. So, we're finding that. Uh, what? Louis Todd? No, I will not. Yeah. Mm. Um, yeah, I'm feeling the waves at night, and yeah, I know. I know. Mhm. They're doing stuff. Yeah, magnesium salt is good. Epsom salt, because we don't get enough magnesium. Yes, and I forget to do that too. But you're right. That's something I should be doing. I don't have a bathtub either, but you can put your feet in it. Put your feet in some Epsom salt, and I that's to me too. That is my own advice. Yeah, put a lemon in your water, absolutely, or vinegar somehow. Make yourself a nice vinegar battery. Charger, recharge your battery. Um, seriously, we have to use these hacks because we forget we're not living in. Sorry, just jiggled that thing all around. Um, what is going on here with this? Oh, okay. Um, okay. Yeah, well, they spray stuff. No, I don't get it as, but they also um, have things like smart meters going off in the middle of the night. Those send out a wave that goes through the whole place. Now, the way they have them set up here, um, my apartment is just barely out of the way of getting the worst of that, I think. But there are some people who, the way that the meters are set up, are like pretty much sleeping on top of them. Like there's one apartment out here that they have a whole bank of meters lined up right along one wall of her apartment on the yeah, outside. I'm like, oh my God, that would be bad. I don't know how but she's got problems. She's got mental problems. So I don't know if she had them before she moved or after. I mean, it's quite easy to tell something's going on with her. Hey, Max Vision, how you doing? Hey, there's John. Well, you had some interesting guests. What was that? Was that the Nina that I heard about, huh? And she has a very dim view of life. Poor Nina. Poor Nina. Yeah, see, that's a problem. You got to do something to protect yourself then. And it's not good for you. But coming from the other direction, though, it's like looking where I took a walk around the building to see exactly where. But I have other things by my apartment, like those heat exchange vents outside my bedroom window. So it's just it's not healthy. And basically, the way they have everything set up is in the least healthy way. Mhm. So, they couldn't have done a better job if they were planning it, which makes me think that somebody's planning it. Maybe not the people that are actually installing it, but somewhere, somebody's planning it. It's hard to come up with anything that perfect without planning. Antarctica. Actually, you'd be fine if hmm, it seems to mitigate it if you're in water or if you have your feet on the soil, if you're grounded. I really recommend that for sleep because it's really helping me get some rest, even if I'm not entirely sleeping, because I think there's other things too besides um, the waves, maybe those waves. There may be other things. Now I'm going to have Paul in to talk about the importance of your inner ear because you've heard of Havana syndrome and stuff. John's talked about this. Well, there is so much going on. There's a little bone in our ear called the hippocampus. Looks like a seahorse. And that's linked to so many wider things, bigger things, so many things. It's linked to our behavior and he's going to talk about that hopefully on the show at some point. But it actually changes our behavior to have that bone messed with. Apparently, they have figured out. Somebody has figured this out. Yeah, harp. Yes. Yeah, exactly what kind of a harp are they playing there? Why would they call it harp? Interesting. Interesting. I think the Ormus, that's why the Ormus helps. Whoops. What did I do? I touched something accidentally. I think the Ormus is helpful because it makes your cells more conductive. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Well, when it first happened, we talked a lot about HARP. We all did. And people cite CERN. Yes, some people cite CERN. Vampires, draconians. There you go. We're listing things that people have come up with, and dark stuff. Okay. Whoa, Art Bell was great. I miss Art Bell. I see that they put some of the old programs on YouTube, and sometimes I watch them. But I'll tell you another thing. One of my friends actually saw, she's a seer, that she has some neurodivergence, some severe neurodivergence too, along with that. So, don't think she's lucky because she's had tons of trouble, but and gotten herself in tons of trouble. But she actually saw figures coming out. She asked me one time, she said, "What are these figures coming out of the TV set?" And I said, "What do you mean? I don't have a TV. I don't use a TV set. I haven't seen, I haven't watched TV in years, and sure, not a smart TV. When I had one, I have a TV now, but it's just a little TV, and I watch YouTube on it. I don't really watch TV." But she says, "Well, I'm seeing these figures coming out of the TV set. I'm seeing all these things." And I said, "Well, what are you talking about?" And she says, "Well, like people, monsters, animals of some sort, waves. I don't know, just weird stuff." And I'm like, "Whoa, she's picking up on some kind of waves. She's picking up on something that they're broadcasting. And whatever that is, it's obviously not good because it was scaring her." So, hmm. Um, but I noticed that the people who seem to be able to separate out and follow the dots, connect the dots and follow the trail of evidence, those people do not watch TV much. The people who could see through the current administration's BS, you know, they they did not watch TV, most of them. Maybe once in a great while. And I'm like, yeah. So, yeah, they're transmitting something. And it seems to be the smart TVs. The old TVs, they had something going on, but nothing quite. They definitely had the hypnosis going on, for sure. But this is another level. The smart TVs have taken it up a notch, or several notches, actually. Mhm. Right. See, that's it. Once you realize what's going on, you can go, "Oh, this is an attempt to control my mind." You could say, "Yeah, oh, here I go again. See, I'm yawning again on the show." And I wasn't yawning before I got on the show. I don't yawn before I come on at all. Uh-huh. And it accumulates, and this is another thing I heard about the dust. It accumulates kind of in the back of your throat. That's why we've all got this stuff in our sinuses and stuff in our throat. But it doesn't activate until it hits your stomach juice, till it hits the acid in your stomach. So you have to clear your throat like I just did, and then it drops into your stomach, then it activates. But people are saying, and you can take a boron supplement if you want, but boron melts the legs off those little suckers and affects them badly. So, Lofty Hook needs a blue tool. Hmm. Can I delete? Oh, yeah. You know what? That happened to me too, Lofty. Let's see, is there any way I can do it? Well, it won't come back up. Okay, wait a minute. I'll delete it or try. There. Yeah, peroxide. Take magnesium. Yes. Mm, I have iodine drops that I forget to take, though. I need to be taking those again. Um, so the boron keeps them from sticking because it melts the little legs. But you only take a trace of boron. You only take a pinch of it if you're taking the borax. Only a little tiny pinch. Not not much. Well, Ofty, we might have known each other. You know what, though? I've been eating my duck eggs, and they're bigger than hen eggs, and I've been having two a day. And I'm thinking probably I'm okay. Probably I'm not as bad because, um, and that is the old eggs. What do you mean by that? You mean the non screwed up ones? I get eggs from a farmer. You can really get in your head, in somebody's head, can you, Ofty? Hmm. Yeah, probably you did. Yeah, I did too, Ofty. I think we know each other. Oh yeah, and I like seaweed snacks, sea crunchies. We can get sea crunchies around here. I love those. Kombucha. Hmm. Well, we were supposed to have astrology, but Heather Dawn is not showing up, so it's not a Mercury retrograde. I gave her a phone call. I'm not sure what's going on, but we'll wait a little while and chitty chat and hope she shows. Hope she makes it in the second hour. Mochi Crunch is your favorite? Mm. Oh, kombu seaweed. That's a type of seaweed I didn't know. I think I might have heard it, but it went right by me. Very high, yeah. Well, the sea crunchies are delicious. I love the wasabi kind. But then again, I love wasabi. Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look for kombu. That's good to know. This stuff is good to know. And I'm happy to be talking about it if we can have our astrology right now. I hope she shows up though, because I'd like to hear about it all. We've got a lot going on. I know that. We've got, first of all, we've got all the planets stationing direct for once. Nothing is in retrograde, but that's about to change. That's just about to change. We have, um, is it Pluto in Aquarius? Oh, kombu. We have a Chinese. We have a Chinese food store here, Chinese supermarket. I'm gonna go see if I can find it, but I can't read Chinese. Four eight will be a Whopper. You mean April 8th? Yeah, I keep hearing April 8th. That's my mother's birthday. Maybe you call it Mom's Revenge. Taylor is happy that her boy, who's Taylor? And I know what the Super Bowl is, but I don't know who Taylor is. I'm part Chinese, your big toe. What? Your big toe is Chinese? You mean your foot shape? Lewis, I don't know who Taylor is, but oh, you mean Swift. Swifty. Swiffer. I just got it. Okay, yeah, because people been talking about Taylor Swift. You know how much I care about Taylor Swift, though, and anything she has to do having to do with Taylor Swift. I swear. Why does anybody care? But I guess some people like her music and stuff, but uh, to me, she is just not that relevant to me. Um, so I don't keep up. I don't keep up with the British royals. I don't keep up with the Kardashians. I don't freaking care. I don't care. I really don't. I find it more interesting. There's this little bird online named Beaker, and he has a girlfriend named Tinkerbell. His maid is Tinkerbell. She's rather new to the family. And his courting of Tinkerbell. And he is adorable. He's adorable little bird. And the way he talks, because he talks sweet to her. Actually, he's heard the owner talk to Tinkerbell that way, so he's copying it. He'll say things like, "How's my sweet baby? How is my Tinkerbell? What you doing? What you doing?" Like that. And then he'll say, "Hello, big Grammy," to the owner. And they've now got a little baby bird that they're raising. And actually, she doesn't talk, but actually, they're the cutest couple. And yeah, I'm kind of, a lot of us are finding ourselves kind of invested in this in this cute little bird couple, of all things, right? Because, she had 3 eggs, but none of them hatched. We were kinda sad for them, but one of them finally hatched. Yeah, a little beaker bird. Oh, she's sexy, but the way you're talking about Taylor Swiffer. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I hear. So, yeah, as far as their stuff, uh, if they knew how insignificant they were to me, they wouldn't care though, because who am I? I know that I'm not even a thought in their head, thank goodness. I'm glad not to be. I'm glad to not be in anybody's head like that. Because honestly, I'm safer that way, right? My runestones. Runes. I almost spilt my runes. Got my runestones. We gotta get the runes busy one of these days. Yeah, I like yarn too. Yarn is fun. What kind of stuff do you make, Off the Hook? I like to make. I would love to make me an Afghan or something to wear. I've made a lot of hats and stuff, but not for myself. But I like to make animals and stuff. I like to make freeform sculptures out of wool. Yeah, where is the Countess? I'd like to make myself a nice sweater or something. Yeah, where is Lady Spellbreaker? She's supposed to be presenting tonight, right? Oh, poncho with sleeves. That sounds nice. But you know what it is when I try a big project like that, I kind of freeze up at some point and just put it away. It's too much of the same thing. I got more stuff done when I was riding the bus a lot or sitting waiting for lunch a lot or stuff like that. But now that I'm home and I'm doing stuff at home, I hardly ever have time. I'm gonna want to make some time. And now that I'm asleep half the time, literally half the day, I swear it seems like half the freaking day. Oh, that's nice. I have some beautiful yarn in there. It's the variegated purple. And I really want to make something with it. I'm trying to think if I make a sweater of some sort, maybe. Pineapple shawls. Oh, yeah, the ones that are, yeah, have kind of you know what? I'm thinking of trying to make, I want to make something with, I think I want to make mermaid or dragon scales. Maybe I want to make dragon scales. Something that looks like scales. 23 row repeats. Whoa. I think I know what you're talking about. They have that pineapple design. I think I know what you're talking about. I came up with some very interesting techniques to make scales, but it'd take me forever to make a sweater out of them. That would take maybe a year to make a sweater with the technique I'm using. So I don't know if that's viable. I can't read patterns worth a damn, really. If I can visualize it in my head, I can do it. If somebody shows me how to do it, I can do it. But I look at those and it's like Chinese. But if you send me a copy of the pattern, I might be able to visualize it. Like if I can see it up close, a picture of it. We all need Sesame Street characters to be in the Woo Crew. Why? Why, Lewis? Well, there's tutorials, yeah. Okay, that's right, there are. Somebody somewhere. Because I came up with a way, I'll have to censure in here. Well, that's another thing. Yeah, we're both hookers. I mean, crocheters. I mean, we're crotchety. You're crocheters. You and me, Hook. Yeah. But if I call, I was thinking of starting a crochet group here. But if I call us the happy hookers, people are going to get the wrong idea. If I call us the crotchety women, people are still going to get the wrong idea. Yeah, I figured that out. Once you said you crocheted, I'm like, okay, that's what happened. That's why hook. They hope to be close to you. Mhm. Yeah, where is the counting countess? Countess. Come on, Chloe. Oh, the counting count. Oh, gotcha. Like instead of the count. We got to have our own personalized. Okay, let's see if we can come up with personalized Muppets for each one of us. Okay, Jackie's going to be Cookie Monster. Yeah, yeah. You were Elmo. Okay, what you gonna do? Uh, uh, maybe I'd be Miss Piggy. I have the blonde curls. Kirby, oh Kirby. That wasn't Sesame Street. That was the Muppets. I don't know who I'd be on the Sesame Street. I'm not the big bird. I don't think. I'm not a snuffleupagus. Mark would be the big bird. I was thinking maybe Scotty'd be the big bird. He's always talking about his bird. The Chiefs one? Oh, well, congrats for you. Yeah, Scotty is maybe we need more specialized, like, just takeoffs of that. Yeah, Scotty is the boob monster. Oh, you're the grouch. Okay. How you doing, Elderberry? Big bird, you talk that much. Okay. Wagon breath. How you doing? I remember when you were on Dave's show, and you were in the chat, and he couldn't figure out breadth. He didn't know what breadth was. He was trying to figure out, why wouldn't you either be bread or breath? I remember that. Of course, I know what breadth is. It's a measurement. So you're talking about how wide a wagon is. You got a wide wagon, girl. Mark fires at Taw's ship. That's right. Tag with Muppets. Let's be Star Trek. I don't know if I'd make a great Janeway though, but maybe I would. I guess I'd have to be a Janeway. I wouldn't have much choice, would I? There aren't that many women captains. Yeah, Elder, did you put any money on it? Oh, don't forget all the little people. Oh, you know what moose knuckles are now. Ah, ah. Hmm. Okay. Well, there you go. And your knowledge grows. Why, the moose knuckle. Yeah, there was this weird person who I remember in one chat, and I mean, she was into camel toe, camel toe, camel toe, camel toe, camel toe. And it was one where you could send pictures back and forth. It was that kind of chat. And I mean, she had all these camel toe, and I'm like, why do I want to see this? Why would I have the slightest interest in this? She just didn't understand. So what for some reason she was one of those lesbians that just didn't get it that everybody wasn't lesbian. I don't know why. It's like, and I'm not even one of those closet lesbian. No, I'm not a closet lesbian. I'm not a lesbian to be. I'm not any of that. I'm just not. So not finding it that interesting, and so I started showing her moose knuckles, and that got her. She goes, "I don't want to see these anymore." It's like, oh, good. Now you get it, right? Yeah. Now you're getting it. Oh, it's your hometown team. There you go. Ooh, 3 in a row. That'll be fun. Yeah, I don't know what would it. Some people, they just figure everybody's like them. Why don't you like that? Why, it's like, well, I have no freaking interest in that. Like, if you were a dog person and I showed you cat pictures all day, and that's all I wanted to talk about was cats to a person who had no interest in cats, whatever, and only had dogs all their life or anything, I mean, not that. I have anything against people. It's just I can't relate. Just can't relate, that's all. Yeah, the door swings one way. Sorry, not every swinging door swings both ways. Some of them only swing one way. I'm so glad that it's over. You mean the Super Bowl? The Super Bowl? Finally, huh? Yeah, for some people, the Super Bowl is really just a time when all the men disappear into a room next to the TV and eat a lot of food. All the men disappear in front of the TV and eat a bunch of stuff and drink a bunch of beer. But some women use that time to actually get some stuff done while nobody's looking. And I know there's some women who really like the game. Oh, you got dragon breath, which is not the same as wagon breath. Breath. Dragon breath is entirely different. Ooh, you went yarn shopping. You must be all tingly. You must be all tingly inside. Ooh, ooh, yarn shopping. She who dies with the most yarn wins. Paul was telling me that one of his clients, the grandmother in the family died. And she was a yarn person. She was a crafty person. She knitted and crocheted. And they sold her yarn off at a garage sale and sold it for a mere pittance of what it was worth. And she had so much yarn, they made over 5 grand on her yarn, just selling it really cheap. That's how much yarn she had. Yeah, there are certain yarn sales that'll get your senses tingling. Your little yarn sensors will be like, oh, oh, oh. Yeah. uh, so yeah, that's what people who watch. I guess they get the same thing from these games. They get the tinglies or something. It's, ah, ah, oh, oh, he's already got his. He gets that. He's got my shoelaces too. Speaking of which, we finally rounded him up. You know what though? If we didn't we didn't catch it in time, these would be under the door too. There's your shoelaces. I took these out of a pair of shoes for a little cowboy. Oh gosh, I got to show you the baby. He's right here. He's my little cowboy. There he is, Mr. Wonderful, Mr. Handsome, Mr. Important, our furry overlord. Our purry overlord, he's purring now. The tailless wonder. Yeah, Scotty's the pantless wonder, and this guy's the tailless wonder. There we go. Some wholesome entertainment. Petting the cat's fluffy belly. There you go. Some fluffer porn right there. Of course, it's not real porn, but you know what I mean. It's like, ooh, everybody's like, ooh, kitty, fluffy kitty belly. Yep. You know, when the shoelaces are gone and the ball of yarn is missing and you have no hair bands left because they're all under the bed, I find your hair everywhere that I go. He's hair there and everywhere. I just got this dress off Temu and it's glow in the dark, I found out. It's glow in the dark. I walked in to my, I thought it might be with being this color. Not glow in the dark exactly. What do they call it? Fluorescent. Yeah. Orange cat. Well, if he bites you, it means he loves you. Yep. Ah, why does he hate you? Oh dear. Yeah, this guy is one of the most belly rubbing kitties I ever had in my life. I mean, he will take a belly rub almost any moment of the day. I got to show you my shoes. I know that now they look huge because I'm close. Look like I can sail away in these shoes. Funny this looks. Look, they got dragon. I got dragon. My shipment of shoes came. They got a dragon on them. See? Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. They got a golden dragon on them. Isn't that amazing? And his tail comes and wraps around the shoes. These shoes look so big. It looks like I could just get in and sail. They look like a size 24s. Well, I'm part Bigfoot. Ah, no, that's so funny. Yeah, thank you. Yes, I found him. I said, okay, that's it. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. I have to have the dragon slippers. dragon, the dragon tennies. And they're really comfortable too. So I got them and I got the light up shoes. I'm styling now. Oh. And then I got one other kind of shoe. They had them. They had shoes on sale. They had a lot of shoes on sale. I've got one pair um, from them a little while ago that looked like Starry Night was painted on them. I've got a pair that looks like it has a sort of a web design over it. One of these days, if it's still around, I'll get a pair that has bats all over it. But I have enough pairs of shoes. I shouldn't buy any more shoes for like 3 years now. I went crazy during the sale a little bit, but it was really cheap. I mean, when the shoes go down to like $10 or $15, but then maybe they won't do that again, and maybe I won't pay over 20 for shoes, though. Now they need a lion dance. Oh yeah, Starry Night. Um, Temu. I found them on Temu. Awaken, awaken. Hmm. Well, I originally had another pair of dragon shoes, but they were high tops and they didn't fit that well. So I had to send them back, and they weren't like that. They weren't raised like that. I saw those and they had that raised design on the side, and I'm like, and they're gold, and I'm like, stars in my eyes, oh, ah, stars and hearts coming out of my eyes. Oh, I must have them. Yeah, where is Michelle? Michelle, Chloe. Hey, Chloe, we've been waiting for you, Countess. Louis Ta even assigned you a Sesame Street character. Well, there's Chloe. Now, if we only had the guest of honor. But she comes in late a lot of times, like really late, like really, really late. That's okay. You know what? I have missed my own show from being exhausted and asleep. So, you know, it's my own dang show that way. Like, oh God, are you kidding me? I slept that long. How could I sleep? How could I take a nap that's hours long? The day is gone. When I take a nap and the day is gone, and it's like, oh no, I'm trying to get something done. Oh, you being held up by the licking, McLickin? And for those of you who don't know, that's the dog. Alice, right? Oh yeah, nap time. When we were kids, no, I don't want to take a nap. But now that we're adults, it's like, nap, nap. I get to take a nap. It's like whole different vibe, ain't it? It's like, oh boy, I get to take a nap. I get to take a nap. It's all different now. If you ever have kids too, that'll be another one. It's like, oh, I hear that from mothers all the time. It's like, nap time is really more for mom than it is for the kids. I just figured out how that bracelet. Jeez. I've been mistaking it for so long. It's one of those bracelets that is adjustable. I'll show you in a minute. I've got to cut off the frayed knot. Frayed knot. It's one of those slider type things. It's got a bead that slides so you can adjust it. I thought it was just the elastic was shot in it. I haven't worn this for years. And then you just pull that and it loosens up. Anyway. Oh, yes. Good old days when they'd take a nap. Oh, there is a Chloe in Sesame Street? Really? Sometimes I do sleep 15 hours. Well, I don't really sleep, though. I kind of rest. Yes, we're upgrading the count to a countess. Dolly is Lucy from Charlie. That's right. Is she always pulling the football on Scotty? I'm trying to remember. And you have to talk with a fake Romanian accent, Transylvanian accent. You have more fun in your dreams? Oh, good for you. My dreams are usually kind of, they're not, at least they're not nightmares anymore. So. They used to be nightmares. Oh my goodness, that was awful. I decided to stop dreaming altogether because they wouldn't stop being nightmares for a while. But now they just kind of suck. They're not. So every now and then I get a nice one. The one that was kind of fun was the one where I was waiting to go on some kind of a almost like a zip line across this valley, this really deep valley. I was going somewhere on an umbrella. Everybody was using umbrellas, sort of like Mary Poppins. And you were fine as long as you kept hold of the umbrella. But if you let go of the umbrella, you'd be in trouble. But you had to hold on to the umbrella. And I saw the little thing that connected with the cable, like a cable car, like a ski lift or something, or, you know, and it just kind of carried you across this really deep valley. Ah, that was kind of fun, actually. But boy, that was a very deep valley, very deep and very flat. I mean, I've gone to that place more than once too. It's a very deep, flat valley. There are like cliffs on either side, and that's why it's a valley. But it's green. It's very green. Looks like it might have been a huge river at one time. That's what it kind of reminds me of. Uh, but yeah, but the plants aren't like our plants. So it's not Earth, or at least it's not the Earth that we know. The plants click when you touch them. The last dream I had something to do with my mom, but it wasn't my mom. It was somebody pretending to be my mom. I was trying to help them plant plants, but it didn't go well. So, didn't go well at all. Oh, the elevator game. Yeah, he used to talk about the elevator game. Yeah, there's this elevator game that some people play. I wouldn't play it. You wouldn't catch me playing. It's like, come on. With my luck, you would never see me again or something. I'd be off in some other place, and you'd be going, why isn't she ever on anymore? Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I'd probably go to another realm. Maybe decide I like it there and just stay. Who would do the show? There we go. Cowboy, you think you could pull off the show by yourself? Kind of difficult without opposable thumbs, right? Yeah. Life without opposable thumbs. Well, that's why they got humans. Obviously. They got humans because they don't have opposable thumbs. That's how they got us wrapped around their little paws. He's so happy when he gets his belly rubbed. He is absolutely one of the happiest cats. I'm so glad. Yes. I needed a baby. I needed a baby cat. I really did. Thank you. Yeah, he'd just sleep the entire time, and there would be some people who would be okay with that. Wow, taking you off to another realm. Spider dream, spider dream. You know what I saw? And I honestly saw this on Temu. A pin, a brooch, a lady's brooch, shaped like, dig this, a black octopus holding each of the planets in one of its arms. Like in the center of the solar system, a black octopus holding each of the planets in an arm. And I'm like, Who designed this thing? Oh, geez. Louis, I don't think I'd like that. Oh, I'm reading the chat. That's something else. Yeah, I'm not sure I'd like that. To just step off into just complete blackness. Nope, nope, nope. Complete darkness. Nope. I don't think so. Although I did take a strange trip on that beam of light. Took a little trip, took a little trip. I didn't even need any substances or anything. See, that's just it. I don't need substances to travel, to take trips, really. Cool, Louis. That actually sounds kind of fun. What I would get, I used to get these back long time ago. That kind of reminds me. I was staying at my mom's place for a while, and I used to get these dreams that I was walking around the house, but from a very weird angle, all kinds of weird angles. And one day I walked up, and one day I woke up just as I had walked up on looking at myself. I was looking at myself, sleeping on the couch. And then I woke up, opened my eyes, and it was this wolf spider, this brown wolf spider, staring at me. And somehow I realized I had been taking a ride on that wolf spider. Somehow I was taking a ride on the wolf spider. Well, he was kind of like a little pet. I kept trying to put him outside. He kept coming back in. But my mom ended up killing him while I was gone. Too bad for him or her. But I realized, oh, that's what was going on. I was somehow, this little wolf spider came to be my friend. So, yeah, we already have all kinds of hallucinogens that we can produce. It was a nice spider, but my mom ended up killing it while I was gone, and I dreamed about that. I was over at somebody else's place, and I dreamed that I was had this. My mom was in the dream, and there was this big blunt thing coming to me, and it looked like the bottom of a glass. And then I found out she smashed it with a glass. So I saw it die. I saw that spider's death from the spider's eye point of view, and I knew she killed it. Now that is weird. Hey, K Talks. How did you know you have a gift? Well, actually, when I was a kid, I didn't. When I was a kid, I Um, I think a lot of us that had various gifts didn't realize it. When I hear other psychics talk about that it's the same thing. A lot of times we don't know for a long time until well, I'll tell like the one story. I didn't admit that I'm a medium until I saw this, I was in this bar and grill and the music was up loud and there was this guy that kept trying to talk to this girl that was talking to me that I'd seen there sometimes, and she was, talking to me. He kept trying to talk to her, and she wouldn't pay any attention. And he finally looked at me. He said, She just won't listen to me. I don't understand what's going on. She just won't pay any attention to me." And I looked at her and I said, "He seems like a nice guy. Why don't you talk to him?" And she says, "Talk to who?" And I said, "This guy right here. He says you won't pay attention to him. He seems nice." And she gets this weird look on her face and she says, "What does he look like?" And I described him and she goes, "Oh, I don't like this. I really don't like this." "Why don't you like this?" And she said, "Because I'm an atheist." I said, "What do you mean?" She says, "He passed on. You can't be seeing him." And I'm like, I keep seeing these things that look kind of like a brain. They're about this big. I can't quite tell what they are. It's a little blurry, but it's about this big and reminds me of a brain. And I should have known it's a walnut. She goes, "The walnuts that have been showing up all over the place." Walnuts? Yeah, he always used to leave him as a calling card. I thought I cleaned them all up, but I keep finding one. And it's like, he's leaving him for you. He had disappeared, by the way. He'd completely disappeared by this point. Because I think he figured out he was dead when she said passed on. He disappeared. Like, oh, is that what happened? He didn't know he was dead. He didn't know. So she's having a fit because she doesn't want to believe. I said, "He's been leaving him to show you that he's been there." She goes, "Well, I can't believe that." And I said, "Okay." But I got it just like in my head. I got it. Said, "He's going to leave you something. It's going to be unmistakable. You're not going to be able to mistake it. And you're going to know it's him. You're going to say, 'Oh my gosh, it's got to be him.'" So I didn't see her for a while. When she showed up again, she goes, "Okay, I don't like this, but I have to admit, when I got home from talking to you, in the middle of my newly cleaned off table in a locked room, I mean, I had locked up. I don't live with anybody right now. Nobody had been there. I found, and she described it was the size of walnut, a sugary nug the size of a walnut. And that was exactly the kind of thing that she would associate with him because I guess she was getting her pot off of. And I'm like, "Okay, well, now do you get it?" And she goes, "Now do you believe it?" And she goes, "No, no, no, I got to figure out, there's got to be some explanation how that happened." She still couldn't accept it. Can I control it? Yeah, I can decide not to do it. I have seen random people. I used to always see random people, yeah. There was, one time that I kinda randomly saw a woman out in the parking lot, and, it was snowy out, and um, she was in her nightie and slippers, and there was some snow on the ground. It was cold, and she's like, mm, having a fit about something. And so now I know this is hard to explain, but psychically, I can bilocate. I can bilocate. I can be talking to a person on the phone and over at their property looking around. Okay. So psychically, I went out to the parking lot to this woman and said, okay, so what's the problem? What's going on? And she's saying, the service around here is horrible. Nobody will listen to me. No, I am going to complain about this. I am going to file a suit. And I said, oh, um, were you sick? And she says, well, yes, but, and she was like, she was too busy. She was upset about, I said, did you notice that you're outside in a nightie and slippers? She goes, well, yes, I was looking for somebody to talk to. I can't find anybody who will talk to me. I said, let me ask you something. Do you feel cold? And she says, no, no, that's kind of odd. And I said, yeah. Um, and people won't pay attention to you. Yeah. I've never been so insulted. And it's like, they can't see you. It's like they can't see you, right? She goes, yeah. I said, sweetheart, it's because you died. She goes, no, that's impossible. I'm here. I'm right here talking to you. It's like, honey, you're dead. You're out in the cold. You don't feel cold. Nobody can see you except me, but I'm a psychic. I'm a medium. I hate to tell you this, but I see dead people. You're, you passed on. She goes, no, how can it be? I said, don't worry. We'll get you to the other side. And I crossed her over. We'll get you to the other side. You'll be okay. You'll be able to come back and say hi to everybody later, okay? Don't worry. It's not that bad. I had to settle her down. That sounds kind of like a completely fake story, but it 100% happened. I have freed a lot of people trapped between dimensions. Yes, I have crossed a lot of people over. In fact, I will open the portals and let them out, let them home, get them home. I do that on a regular basis. A lot of us that are able to do that because people get stuck. They are not told the correct things. They are not trained properly or taught the right thing. Yeah. So, they're people are not taught the correct thing, and then they're confused. Some of them are afraid. Um, a lot of times, well, I have various theories about that. People have various reasons, but I have some theories too. Um, because one of the groups that I crossed over was a group of miners who got trapped and to be they were waiting to be rescued forever. Um, and the thing is it's very sad because the people who get sort of trapped, they miss their chance. They don't either they don't know, they don't understand. Somehow they miss their chance. And it's a problem. I do have a theory about that. But if we're in a matrix, sometimes it seems that nobody came for them. Like they kind of like there was some kind of error. Sometimes they choose it though. Sometimes they're afraid. They're afraid to go for various reasons. I have talked to the first real mass crossing over I did. A lot of them were afraid to go on, that they were going to some kind of eternal punishment. Some of them were, and they were from a very long time ago. Some of them thought they were having eternal punishment. Some of them had no idea they were dead. One of them was a little girl waiting for her parents that never came for her. One of them was, I mean, they all had different stories. And then when I explained to them that I have died and gone over to the other side and it's not bad and you're okay, you're going to be okay. And they trusted me, fortunately. And actually, the person who called me in on that job was also psychic and saw them following me to the portal. She said, I freaked her out because I showed up right next to her while I was talking to her on the phone. She could see me and she was freaking out. She was going, "How can you do that? How can you do that?" I didn't know what she was talking about. And then finally, when I talked to her later, she said, "How could you do that? How could you be standing next to me and talking to me on the phone at the same time?" I said, "Oh gosh, you saw that?" Yes, she did. So it's like, oh, yeah, I do that somehow. Yeah. So, a lot of times they're afraid. The other side is fine. It's not okay. Well, this is one of the things I want to say. Um, where I saw it was a garden area, looked like a garden, and actually, um, there were a lot of people that seemed to be silently talking to each other. I don't know how to explain it. There were a lot of people standing around in groups, kind of like people do who are discussing things. And it was a beautiful place. Nobody came for me, though, which is usually what happens. All of a sudden, as I'm looking around and thinking, wow, this is beautiful, nice place, really nice. All of a sudden, I'm in a cave talking to this really old person. And I'm like, there's no fire, there's no demons, there's nothing like that. There's just this very old, very ancient person. And we're mind speaking. It's telepathic. And somehow they're telling me that they have to give me something. They have something for me. And that I'm not going to understand it right away. It's not going to unpack right away, but gradually it will unpack itself like a zip file, kind of. And then it was like after I said, okay, and I felt something going into me. And then I woke up and I was impaled on a steering wheel because I'd been in an accident. I'd hit a chuck hole with ice and had ended up in a tree. And my heart had stopped. That's how, and indeed, I had all kinds of things happen after that. I was an entirely different life after that. So, I had a very different experience than a lot of people. But I can tell you that from talking to them, that the people who have gone on that get stuck relive their death experience, and it's kind of horrible. Um, it's awful for them. They relive their death over and over again at random times. They have no sense of time. Um, the kindest thing you can do is get them crossed over. as soon as possible, which is what I do. It's one of the things I do. And a lot of times I will set up mass events where I will go somewhere where I can feel that it's kind of heavy with passed on people and set up a portal and say anybody who has passed on, and I give my little speech about how it's not bad and you can safely pass on. And anybody who wants to go home to see their family, this is, and sometimes I will tell them what year it is. This is, like I would say today, I would say, this is February of 2024. I don't know when you died, but if you died a while back, your family is wondering where you are. So, and mostly we get them crossed over. Sometimes an angel will come, sometimes a loved one will come and help convince them or help them across the threshold. And I'm very grateful for that. But I do that all the time. I do that every now and then. So every now and then I have a mass crossing over and let people go. Encourage people to go on because really I've been dead and it's not bad. And I mean, we have many, many stories of people who have been dead and it's not bad. It's a nice place. You don't have, hi, Karen. Hi, Karen Lynn. It's a nice place. You don't have any fear. You don't have any pain. You're not cold. You're not too hot. You know, it's always, it's beautiful. You know, I was in a cave. I wasn't scared at all. It wasn't a scary cave. Actually, it was kind of safe feeling. And I found out that the old person was Doss' wife, Seshet. So I've told this story many times, so I'm not going into huge detail because I've told it so many times. Do I ever get scared through mediumship readings? No. Question is to go into the light or not. You know what? I do not think that the people who are telling us about the soul traps are always on the up and up. I would say if you feel like you have gone on, you ask for a guide. If you're not sure, this is what I'd say. Ask for a guide because they're always listening. Ask for a family member, ask for a guide, ask for an angel, ask for somebody you trust on the other side to come help you out. And then see how they feel. Don't pay attention necessarily to how they look because looks can be deceiving, words can be deceiving. How do they feel? This is another big lesson my guides taught me. You must learn to read energy. You must learn to read how people feel, how how entities feel. And if they feel wrong, something's wrong. And yeah, if you're walking around and nobody's paying attention to you and I would check and see, well, gee, it looks cold outside. I don't feel cold. I don't feel the wind blowing. As a matter of fact, if you feel no pain and you had pain before, if you go through those things and you're there like, Whoa, you're probably dead. Okay, just letting you know, you're probably dead then, and you missed it somehow. But if nobody comes for you, actually, you could also think of me, and I'll help you. I'll open a portal and let you through. Um, I will ask for one of your family to come get you if you prefer, or the angel of your choice will probably come get you. Um, they love to do things like that, they're service beings. Happy birthday, Chloe. If I don't see you. So, well, now here's something that came from a channeled message. And this woman channeled somebody named Dr. Peebles. And he was one of these beings that had kind of speech affectations. He was like, "Oh, goodness me." He came from another time. "Oh, goodness me, and God bless you indeed," is how he always talked. Okay, is how he talked through the whole thing. Goodness gracious, you know? And he said, well, because he was asked, the interviewer asked, um, about, uh, how do we know to come back? When do we know we're not coming back, or something about coming back? What's that thing? He goes, well, it's kind of like this. You get to the other side, and if you're saying, oh, well, that was kind of an interesting place, maybe I'll go back sometime, then I know that there's absolutely no reason that you have to go back. We know that we never have to send you back. You're done with the place, and you can go on with your business. But if you come over and you say, I'm never going back to that place, I can't stand it. I simply can't. I, I can't take it. Then we know that you've got some issues and you need to work it out. And I'm there going, oh my God, that's the criteria. That means work your shit out before you die, folks. If that's true and that's the criteria, work it out before you die. That way you don't have to come back. And so I've been working on that, working it out before my death. Gee, where did the person go that was asking me all those questions? Did we scare her off? Okay. Maybe we scared her off. Yeah, I hope you have a happy day. We'll sing happy birthday to you when you come in again. We must have scared her off or something. K Talks, yeah. K Talks was her name. Well, she asked some good questions. I should do another show about that again. Who's been hired as a psyop to reelect Biden? What are you talking about? Boy, the chat is really free kava coupon. Dolly, what are you talking about, hon? She is going to miss the show. I gave her the chills. Probably did. Well, and I'll just answer your questions. I won't beat around the bush about it. What's the other side like? It's nice. What I saw was a garden. A lot of people talking together. I'm sure there's more to it than that, but what I saw of it was nice. Oh, okay. Something about the royals. Oh, no wonder I don't know what she's talking about. I don't pay attention to the royals. Yeah. And then Lewis comes in with Taylor, and I'm like, had to think, who's Taylor? That's me. I don't pay attention to this stuff. I know it's really weird. It's like I'm living in a different world. It's okay, Dolly. We find it interesting. It's kind of adds a little spice. Yeah. It's funny. I can answer those questions just right off. Maybe that's what I'm doing. You know what? I think I do that a lot. I think I help people cross over a lot. I think that's what I'm doing sometimes because there's been times when later on I hear something in the news that's just like the situation I was in when I was dreaming. Something going to happen to them this year? There are people who make all kinds of fun of Nostradamus. They call him Nostradamus and Nostradamus or something. Nostradamus. Yeah, he has all kinds of predictions. And some of them are kind of cryptic, quite cryptic. And some of them have not happened. But we'll see what happens. Oh, I'm sure something will happen to him this year. But then again, something's always happening to the royals. They're royals. And if Pluto's out tearing things up, tearing it up, yeah, stuff's going to happen. Oh, King Charles is dying. Oh, mm, I see. That'll be interesting. Chloe, wow, what a sight that would be. Huh? What a show. That'd get great ratings, I'm sure. Pam! I am Pam. How you doing? I don't know why, but I feel like bringing out my crystal ball. Uh-oh. I was thinking, oh, I'll just look into my crystal ball a minute, and I feel funny. I feel very funny. Is it trying to talk to me, maybe? Giving me a very funny feeling. You know what? I don't even know about it. But I was thinking Harry. Yeah, because isn't Harry the one that's kind of an outcast? He's kind of the weird one. Yeah, I think my crystal ball's trying to take me somewhere, trying to show me something. I haven't really worked with it yet. Maybe we're trying to attune. Because I feel really weird when I look into it. It usually means something's up. But then crystals are kind of easily distracted by crystals and kitty cats. That's me. Oh, I can't. I feel like I'm going somewhere. Do I really want to do that? Where am I going? Okay, I'm somewhere else. It looks like this big room, and it's big and it's light, but I don't see any walls. I don't see any ceiling. I see a floor. The floor is all white. I don't see any walls or ceiling. I seem to be alone. Something's off to my left. Hello. It looks like lines, something green. Lines. I'm sorry. If you're a being, I'm not tuning you in very well. Hmm. Where in the heck am I? It just look like lines, green. I'm getting the impression of like kind of, I'm almost getting like a Picasso painting. Okay. I'm feeling like somebody was here, but now they're walking around like this. I still can't see them though. Now you're over here. And I don't even know how I know that. But I'm standing next to something. I think I'm gonna walk over to the side and see if I can see what the heck this is. It looks like some kind of mural. I don't know what it's of. Okay, that's might be a wall. It kind of looks like a mural of. It looks like somebody Picasso painted a mural on something. You know those kind of lines? Gosh, this is weird. Where in the heck am I? Can anybody tell me? And how did I get here? Has something to do with this ball. Is this where you were? Were you in a gallery or something? Or is that where you came from? Someplace like that? Maybe the warehouse? Something like that? Yeah, this seems to be its version of connecting with me. It almost looks like a um, what do they call it? You know, somebody spray painting on the wall. One of those type of places. Wow, that's interesting. Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. I think it was trying to tell me something of where it came from. Oh, we'll talk to it a little bit later. I don't want to miss the show. I don't want to miss all your chat and everything. Obama looks like Amin Ra. Hmm. Ah, did Indy come in? Indy came in. Hi. A fire. Ooh, Dolly, you never know. No, I think the royal family's gone down. Hmm. Yeah, battery charge up for the Archons at the Super Bowl. Could be, a lot of energy released at a Super Bowl, I guess. You got a point there. Michael Obama's going to outwit Trump. There'll be no debate. We deserve a good job. Typical. Oh, you think they're going to pull out Big Mike as a candidate? At the last minute, a lot of people are saying that. Think they're going to pull out Big Mike, huh? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. That's what that stuff is. Why else would they be fostering it unless it made them some kind of profit? Why would Yahweh punish them? Yahweh is Yaldabaoth, isn't he? Yahweh in the Bible, sorry about your luck, folks. The war god of the Bible would have to either be somebody from in the side of the family Or that Yaldabaoth character. Somebody like that. Not the good guy. No, he's not the good guy. Mm-mm. Not Jesus's father, sorry. Not Jesus's father. No, different guy. Although the Bible leads you to think that, but it's been corrupted. And that's, oh, did I? Everybody's a descendant of Vlad the Impaler, all the royals, somehow. How is it? They're all, it's always somebody like that. Yeah, yeah. The real Dracula, dark cube energy. Yeah. That big black cube that people worship. Very weird, isn't it? Like some kind of monolith, alien monolith. Draconians. You know what? I hate to tell you folks. No, I love telling you this. I could scry with any crystal. Yes, I could. Back in the day. It doesn't really matter the size. I just a plain quartz crystal. I could look into it and start to see stuff. Why? Because I'm a librarian. I work at the library. We store things on crystals. I know how to read crystals. So I will be able to scry anything. Don't worry. It is easier when they're reflective. There's some info I got on Vlad the Impaler. I think it was intel. I think it was info, whatever you want to say. But one of the things that happened with Vlad the Impaler story is you've got this very small country. Now remember, he was a hero to his people. He was iron-handed, okay, very iron-handed, very Machiavellian. But to his people, he ran the country well. To them, he was a hero because he protected them from the Turks. But how did he do that? He scared the living daylights out of them by doing things that were so abhorrent. Drinking blood was one of them. Okay. And the very thought that they might have their blood drank. And the other horrible things he did. But if you think about it, he did defend his country from the Turks, which were very scary and tortured and killed people also. That was the way things were back then. So, from his people's point of view, they were okay, and the Turks were deserved to be taken out. So, a very tiny country managed to stand because the ruler was so scary, so freaking scary, right? And I kind of think there's a lot more to that story then we're really told as to what was really going on there. But it was very violent times. Wayne, who's Wayne? Oh, yeah. No, Yaldabaoth isn't Inky. Mm-mm. Inky was the geneticist. Him and his sister made the put together the genetics for the human species, supposedly, with their own genetics. Yaldabaoth is somebody else. I don't know where you got that. Maybe one of those misinformation sites or disinformation sites. There's some kind of disagreement about Inky and Enlil. It's kind of obvious, though. Enlil was a war god. Come on. Blood and guts. That What do you want? Enki was a geneticist. It's kind of obvious. They're not any better than us. They're not any worse than us. They're like us. Or shall I say, we're like them? Why? Because we have their genetics in us. And actually, we're a lot like them. But Enki, yeah, he sees himself as our father. Why? He contributed his genetics, him and his sister Ninhursag. Yaldi is somebody else. I love you too, dear. Who's Wayne? Oh, you mean Wayne S. Wayne Steiger. Oh, yeah. Well, Wayne can think what he has, his opinions and whatever. Your bro sold out and pocketed the cash. What? Yeah, I haven't been listening for a while, and I didn't know why I quit listening. I came in once in a while, great while. But from what I hear is I wouldn't probably like it much now. Who was on his show? Chloe was on his show? Or who was on his show? The Lucifer show the other day. Uh, okay, this is all jumbled up in chat. I don't know what you're talking about. And I didn't see the shows. So I don't know who you're talking about. But I have been hearing some things. Now, Lady Spellbreaker, Heather Dawn, she came in and talked about how Lucifer is actually probably Venus because he's called the morning star and Venus is called the morning star, but actually there's a place in the Bible where Jesus is called the morning star. So it's very confusing who the morning star actually is. Or was the morning star just a description? Might be just a description. So As far as that's concerned, as far as who exactly Lucifer is, if he's the trickster, well, the Indians have a trickster. The trickster is there as a kind of a negative teacher. The trickster teaches you, but in the negative. The opposite. Tells you the opposite. Um, yeah. Well, let's put it this way. Certainly not going to worship. I don't worship anybody. I don't worship anybody. I might respect, venerate, love somebody, the the beings that I've met, and this spirit, this force of love and creation that runs through everything. I may love and venerate that. I don't worship anything. Nothing. Yeah, I don't know what to think about all that. Wasn't Nina the one that you guys were talking about and she was over at John's? Is that the one you were talking about? Is that the Nina? Okay. Hmm. Interesting. Well, see, and the thing for me is if you believe you're God, what are you worried about? You should know you have the power to change everything. Why such a dark view? In my reality, what people do, what these people do, I already have met my future selves. Two of them. I met some of my past ones too. I already know I go on. I already know where we're heading. I'm not worried about it one bit. Hmm. I finally relaxed about all that. I spent most of my life afraid, stressed out, tense, afraid. Whoa. Henry Kissinger was a regular at Janessa or Niebuhr's, the Lord's house. You got a kick out of the secret real. He's got a kick. What? What, Dolly? Trying to follow chat sometimes is just like, what? It's like bing, 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 bing all over the place. You know, I'm trying to keep up with y'all. It's really hard sometimes. Y'all talking about, like, 40 different things? Um, yeah, I don't even see his announcements anymore. There's so many people I don't see. And it's not that I had anything against him. I used to go to his show all the time. I went to his show the whole time that the lady was talking about the sun and the spent solar cores, and the time that the guy was channeling the planets and all kinds of things. And it was interesting, kinda. I mean, I just don't see his announcements, and I don't know, maybe there's a reason. Mm. You're a lord and would appreciate some respect. Yeah, well, that was I mean, every now and then, the Queen of Quartz comes on. I need to get a hold of her and have her on here. You know what? I'm gonna try and get hold of Queen of Quartz and have her on. She's nice, she might come on, because I love crystals. You know, I am. I'm gonna see if I can get hold of the Queen of Quartz. But, well, you know, maybe there's like I said, maybe there's reason I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing the, announcements. Yeah. Um, well, yeah, she just was really angry about stuff, and yeah, yeah, well, no. You mean our Karen Lynn? No, it's the same one. Oh, Nina's always like that. No, I didn't know that. Duh. Gee, I want Karen Lynn on my show. Let's ask her. I want her on my show. Duh. Now I feel really stupid. I didn't know that was the same Karen Lynn. That's the same Karen Lynn. Oh, well, heck, she'd probably come. She's very nice. I like her. Jeez. How come we don't know these things? Yeah, tell her I want her on my show next time you see her if I'm not there. Tell her Mama D wants you on the show. I love her. She's great. She's really cool. She's such a nice person. Yeah, you tell her, "Hey, Mama D wants you on the show. Would you go?" I would be glad. I love crystals. I love talking about crystals. Yeah. Yeah, she's smart. She's connected. What's she connected to? I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that, but probably she is. Where is Scotty? Yeah, we need her. Gosh, it would be nice if I could get her on the show kind of regular. That would be cool. I would love that. She sent me some crystals. She's very sweet. Oh, yeah, she is. Yes, she is. She sent me some crystals. She's, she's really, and it was all wrapped in purple tissue paper to cushion them. Little tiny crystals, all wrapped in tissue paper in a little box. It was so cute. And I used them. And I put the box away now, and I'm trying to figure out where I put it when I moved. I'm trying to figure out if the box managed to move with me. Oh, the Joel. What about the Joelstein? The Joelstein? Osteen or whatever, whoever he, yeah, whatever Joe, what's his head? Yeah, I heard about that. I'm not, I'm not impressed. Not impressed. I'm not impressed. Wayne's house, you mean his channel? Copeland, yeah, Kenneth Copeland. That's what I hear. I won't watch any of them. I will not watch any of them. Um, my mother watched that stuff 24/7. She particularly liked the fire and brimstone ones. How could I watch that stuff? How could I stand it? When I had died and know exactly what it is, I I know exactly what the other side's about. And it isn't about that crap. But I could not say anything to my mom about it. I could not save my mom from herself. How? How do you save somebody like that from their own misbelief, you know? Um, I couldn't do a thing about it. She watched them. There couldn't be another thing on in that house except that horrible trash. She watched everything on the religious channel. That's all she watched. And she went crazier and crazier. You know, the crazier they get, the more religious they get. They get hyper religious. Went to whose house? I am totally lost as to what you're talking about. Hey, Marilena. Marilena. No, Marilena. La, 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 Marilena. From Africa. How are you doing? Uh, whose cabin? Wayne's cabin? Oh, you're going through a lot of physical upgrades. Me too. Yes. Like I said, chat, it's like, whoa, off in a million directions. So you're tired of insomnia, you know? Insomnia. Insomnia and then tiredness the rest of the day. Yeah. Falling asleep when you shouldn't. I think Heather Dawn deserted us. You're the only one having colds? Grandpa Brian? What are you guys talking about? Gravity boots check. Yeah, I have no idea. No, Heather Dawn. Heather Dawn was supposed to present astrology tonight. I think she forgot or something happened because I tried to call her and she never answered. It's 12:55 here. Oh well. Oh yeah. Well, a lot of us are having the coughing and the sinus thing. I think that's the oh, we were warned that they were going to probably release this fungus-based thing and it was targeting children instead of old people this time. We were warned about that. That's probably what that is, but um you get rid of that with a neti pot. You take a course of vinegar and apple cider vinegar shots like 3 times a day, 3 days in a row. Straight apple cider vinegar shots, one each, 1 or 3 times a day with your meal. Yeah, it's hard. It's very hard, but it'll kill it. Yeah, later Spellbreaker. Yeah. Yeah, Teresa got rid of hers with a neti pot and, herb tea and apple cider vinegar shots. But she only had to take it like a day or so instead of 3 days. It's it's based on fungus, so anything you got that takes out fungus. All of this stuff, we're gonna find hacks for. Don't worry, people. We're gonna survive it all. We're gonna find hacks for everything they got. They don't have anything that's gonna beat us. Mm-mm. Nope, nope. I'm not even worried about it, really, because whatever it is, we'll find a way to deal with it when it comes. We always do. We always find a way to do it. Tea tree soap, yeah, that's good. Yeah, clean the inside of your nose, yeah, because this sort of thing will linger in your sinuses and stuff. Yeah, yeah, neti pots for cleaning out your nose. Yeah, yeah. For my ears, I use coconut oil. That seems to work pretty good. I have a theory. It's slippery, no traction. Who's David Castle? He sounds familiar. Who's David Castle? Yeah, I got chirping in my ears, and it's very loud. Well, it's not exactly chirping, but yeah, it's ringing. The bells are ringing for me and my gal. Happy birthday to Chloe. Happy birthday to Chloe. Come on, everybody. Happy birthday, dear Chloe. Happy birthday to you. Tomorrow will be our card reading day. Oh, by the way, happy Year of the Dragon. 2. Mine doesn't sound quite like crickets, but no, it's a high-pitched ringing. Who's around? Somebody's around. Oh, I'm sure Chloe will wear a birthday suit, but not to work. Chloe, you get a birthday reading. You get a birthday reading, sweetheart. Are you going to be able to make it tomorrow night? Now watch Heather Dawn come in tomorrow night. Watch her show up tomorrow. Kind of like, who is David Castle? I cannot remember. But it's a small world. I know that name, David Castle. Did he used to come here? No, he used to come to, whose show did he come to? Wayne's show? A lot of peeps disappeared, yeah. Never to be seen at other chats either. I don't know what happened to Linda. I called her. Pam, have you seen Linda? Have you heard from Linda? Marilena, I'm glad you showed up. I was kind of wondering about you. I was thinking of calling you, before you did show up again. I was thinking of calling you to see if everything was okay. There's a lot going on in the world, folks. It's a busy, busy time. I got very high pitch, and mostly in the right ear. And something is going on to the left, but I don't know what. Yeah, it's like there's something else coming in from the left. But it's a different tone. Maybe it's trying to do some kind of binaural thing. Like up here, it's really high, and down here, it's a little lower. It's that note. And over here, it's mm, mm, mm. You know what it sounds like? It almost sounds like the noise they use to mean some magic or sparkly. That kind of noise. It almost sounds kind of tinkly. Grid your house with, get yourself a bunch of selenite, grid your place, and then wear some on you. Selenite and also the shiny black stone of your choice. Most shiny black stones are protective. That would be obsidian. That would be black tourmaline. If you can carry a piece of selenite and black tourmaline with you, that would be awesome. The selenite would draw it to itself. The black stone would draw things, would suck things into itself. The selenite would cleanse it automatically. That would be really good. Gee. But Off the Hook is happy because she got yarn. Well, I got Cowboy. I got yarn too, but I got Cowboy. What a comfort. What a comfort it is to have a sweet little purr cake like that. Little cuddle baby. He doesn't like to be picked up. He doesn't want to sit in my lap or anything like that. But he does want to be cuddled and he does want to be rubbed and loved and petted all the time. But he won't sit on my lap or anything. But he does want to lie on my left arm. I got coffee. I'm going to. Mark, you're funny. Well, it's good to see you again, Marilena, on the show, in the chat at least. Oh, does anybody want to come in and talk? I'll put out the invite link. There. If somebody wants, well, we were just talking about that. Your hippocampus is connected to so many things, the bone in your ear called the hippocampus. And it's connected to your consciousness very much so, and how you think, and very much connected to your awareness. If you mess with the hippocampus, you can basically alter what people are thinking and how they think. That's why they're doing that. Mm. My bangs are kind of getting in my eyes now. Plus, they look a little strange right now. Mm. I love my bangs, except when I can't quite get them right. Lots of good vibes coming from here. Well, that's great. Thank you. Who's Julianne? Uh, yeah, Cowboy doesn't like being picked up or anything. He doesn't want anything like that. But he started when I'm sitting on the chair, my easy chair, he started to come up on the arm of my easy chair to be petted. Okay, Marilyn, are you taking off or something? Are you taking off, Hook? Yes, dream well. Yeah, I guess we're not having astrology tonight. Mhm. It's okay. Heather must have forgot or something happened. And I got to get in touch with Alexander too. There's a lot going on right now, and there's going to be even more. There's going to be way more going on this month. There's going to be protests. There are going to be shakeups, both of the physical and social and financial. This may be the year that the money system finally goes down. I'm not sure, but I think probably most likely. We've been saying that for a while. I don't know who Julianne is exactly, but well, anybody who's got some information, good information for us, who's who's nice and seems pretty smart and nice person, etc., able to talk about the deeper stuff, that kind of thing, they're welcome here. Oh, the olives. Well, you know what? I had such a craving for olives for a while. I had that for a while. I wanted olives all the time. I've been going through these like what would you call it? Food craving cycles where I'll want a certain food all the time. And then all of a sudden it ends. I have no interest. For a while, I had to have olives, every kind of olive, olives in all kinds of forms, olives, olives, olives. All of a sudden, it ended. For a while, it was cranberry walnut chicken salad all the time. And it just ended, just ended. Now I have no interest. And yeah, so I don't know. I don't know why, but and then it'll just end. And I'm not interested in it again and walk right by it and don't care. It's been several things like that. Most lately, it's been pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie, pumpkin pie, pumpkin pie. Delicious. Except now it's over. Paul had it too. Sucker punch pickles. Couldn't get enough. Then it just vanished. It's gone. No more sucker punch pickles. Doesn't even want one. What is going on there? I don't know. CBDC, what? You're Amish? What? You can't become Amish, Mark. That's a born thing. Or are you just gonna play the part. You see, you can't just become a I said something funny. Yeah, you know what? I had a watermelon thing like nobody's business for a while. I had to have watermelon. You know what, Louis, though, that isn't going to happen in my reality. You see, I'm learning how to hack the matrix, and that's not going to happen where I'm going. I'm so confused by chat. The chat room is just off the hook, really off the hook. The off the hook went, but the digital currency, gotcha. Central bank digital currency, yeah. Blockchain, yeah. You're right. Yeah, I'm sure that's on the books for something they want to do. I don't think it's going to happen. Not the way that they think, anyway. Cryptocurrency, God, that stuff. So easy to steal, so easy to lose. Now, Cowboy here, he's got no worries at all. He knows Mom will take care of him. Mommy loves him, the food bowl told him so. Mommy loves me, this I know, 'cause the food bowl tells me so. Little kitties know what's good. Mom means comfort, love, and food. Yes, Mommy loves me. Yes, Mommy loves me. Yes, Mommy loves me. The food bowl tells me so. If their food bowl's full, then they know you love them. Doggone. You going to Aruba? Gonna go visit Alex? Alexander? That's what I told him. I said, when the money comes, I'm going to go visit you, Alexander. Why not? Not here. They still accept money around here, everywhere around here. That's why I'm glad I live in a small town. The cities have gone cashless, a lot of places. That's why the cities are going down. Sorry. You know, I think there will come a time when most of the big cities will be a lot, not most, but maybe, I don't know, most, but a lot of the big cities will be yesterday. Why is my skirt doing that? Catching on something here. Oh, on the table. Okay. I see what that is. Okay. My skirt was caught on something. Your Jedi mind trick, yes. And cake. Not me. You will give me steak. You can keep your bread. Give me steak. Steak and cake. And ice cream. And smokes. Gonna buy me a condo. That was Weird Al. Did you ever hear that Weird Al song? Gonna buy me a condo. Gonna buy me a Cuisinart. Get a wall-to-wall carpeting. Get a wallet full of credit cards. Whoa, gonna buy me a condo. Never have to mow the lawn. Gonna get a little t-shirt with the alligator on. Used to live in Jamaica. Don't live there no more. Had to change me lifestyle to things I never did before. So now I'm just a lonely Rasta man in an American town. Gonna sell all me Bob Marley records. Gonna get me some Jackson Brown. Yeah. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Maynard, I don't see much of him. Maynard, are you around? He's mostly around to help me with children. I guess he's a busy bear. There he is. Hi, Maynard. How you doing? You a busy guy lately? Yeah. Oh. Oh. Ah. Maynard has been very busy lately. I'm sorry to hear that. Maynard's had to help many child spirits to cross over lately. I'm sorry to hear that in a way. I mean, but I'm glad you're there to help. I'm glad that there are beings like you to help. That way they don't have to be afraid. Maynard, for those of you who don't know, is one of the guides I had back when I first started doing soul retrievals, which is when a piece of you kind of gets lost. That can happen through trauma or various things, but mostly trauma. Um, he helped me perform my first soul retrieval in this life. Although I'm told I used to do tons of them in other lives. So Maynard is a good sort, we've determined. He looks like a bear, but actually he's a bear shaman. And he's a good being. And he is especially good with children spirits, has a way with them. I'm really glad that he's around to protect the children. Make sure they get to where they're going safe. He's kind of a father bear. It could be loose. It could be maybe you're. Did you ever stop to think maybe you're the apprentice? Maybe Maynard has chosen you as an apprentice, or has shown up to you because you make a good apprentice. I don't know. A gray man microchipped amishly running from avocado melons. Wow. Yeah, he's like a giant teddy bear. He is. Maynard is like a giant teddy bear, and but he's actually a shaman, and he and other beings like him help take care of the children's spirits, and they help them both when they're alive and when they pass on. And when they're getting soul retrievals. I met him a long time ago. I wondered why he was in my life, and it was when I was learning soul retrievals. And he's still there, but just don't see much of him. He's busy, and I'm not doing that many child soul retrievals. Deviled eggs and broccoli? That sounds good. Sam is working with children who need him. Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's good. It's good that we have that. You know, it's interesting that the bear people are the ones to do that. We have so many of the bear tribe that are doing that. I wonder why the bears. Okay, love you, Chloe. You make good beans. Yummy. Oh, You guys are funny. Count the sheep, Countess. Well, I'm going to close down the stream because honestly, our guest never showed up. And, I don't have the astrology. I didn't do any homework on astrology. So I don't have much to say. I'll see you tomorrow when we do the card readings. Hope to see you then. And Chloe will get her free reading at some point. Okay. So love you guys and remember that you're divine. And truth is where you find it. Hope you're always finding some here. Okay. Have a good one. It's okay. I pass out on a lot of shows. Yeah, Louis, I know. Sometimes when you have guides with claws, they kind of let you know in strange ways. Yeah, much love. Me to you too. Uh, remember when you're in the dream world, remember who's boss. Okay, see you tomorrow.